Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Alright, we're going to talk about in this video, I have a lot of conversations with a lot of people. And obviously when it comes to prepping and preparedness, a lot of people think that you're crazy when you do that, okay? So what I try to do is I'll start a conversation out and I'll say to them, okay, well, let me ask you a question. And they would go, okay. I said, if the lights went out tomorrow and we're not coming back on, how ready are you? You know, and that makes them think, you know, and that's what you want. You want to, you don't want people to automatically turn off. Because I'll tell you what, I've seen the look before when I've talked to people about preparedness, and they just automatically, once you get to a certain point, they just shut you down. So they turn themselves off to what you're saying, and then anything you say after that, you're just basically wasting your time. So I normally start that conversation out just the way that I just said to you, and it makes them think, and a lot of times they'll say to me, not very. And I'll say to them, do you realize that 93% of the people in this country are not prepared for a 2-week disaster? I think we're going to go in the pavilion, or no, I'm just going to stand over here out of the sun. I said that, 93% of that's better. 93% of the people are not prepared for a 2-week disaster. And they go, I never really thought about it like that. And I said, well, that's a lot of people that are going to want a lot of help, and if the government is not there to help them, what are they going to do, So I try to make it into a situation where they have to think, and when you do that, it's a better way to have a conversation. But I'm asking in this video, and I know that a lot of people that watch my videos are preparedness minded, and you've been getting ready and you've been doing different things to put yourselves in better positions. And realize something, okay? If you've done nothing else except put up 2 weeks worth of food and water, you've put yourself in a better position than 93% of the people in this country. So that, first of all, congratulate yourselves for that. If you've done the bare minimum, and that's the bare minimum, you've given yourself an advantage over 93% of the people. So what does that buy you, right? You go 2 weeks worth of food and water, that's not a lot. What does that buy you? It buys you time to think, to plan. What is my next move? What am I going to do next? What am I going to, how am I going to secure more food? How am I going to secure more water? Where other people that are completely unprepared from day one, okay, in a lot of cases, if they're lucky, if they have a week's worth of food available in their house, if they're lucky. And, they don't have, purified drinking water available to them. So, making sure that you have ways to purify water, probably the most important thing when it comes to preparedness, because again, without good drinking water, you can be dead pretty quickly. Dysentery, and I've said this before and I will say this again, dysentery is going to take out more people in an SHTF situation than any other way out there. It's just a fact. It is just a fact. So those are things you got to think about. Those are things you got to plan for when it comes to preparedness. But giving yourself every advantage that you possibly can is the way to go. Sounds like Mama's laying down a law. I put Helen now. She's been back in. I started yesterday. I put her back in with the dogs yesterday, because I think we're like more than 3 weeks. So I'm pretty sure her heat is over, which is good. That is a good thing. But again, going back to what I was saying, you know, being prepared, it gives you a lot of different options. Even if you don't have, folks, a bug out location, if you don't have some place to go, and you're trying to hunker down and ride out the storm or whatever you're trying to do, it gives you options, which a lot of other people are not going to have. You know, and I think that is probably one of the most important things, in my opinion. You know, the level of preparedness that I am at, you know, I probably will never be satisfied to, you know, where we're at, what we've got accomplished, what we've gotten done. You know, we've made tremendous strides. I mean, tremendous strides down here. And within just a couple of years, we put ourselves in a pretty good position here at the homestead. So, you know, there's a long way that I want to go before I would say, all right, I'm comfortable enough, you know. I mean, but we would be in a much better advantageous place than the average person down here. I mean, we can go quite a while, you know, with what we're doing, and so those are good things. But there's still so much more to do. You know, one of the biggest things I always used to try to think about, you know, with my kids, keeping things as normal as possible, all right, in an SHTF situation. So what does that mean, right? As normal as possible, what are you talking about? Still being able to have, you know, decent meals, being able to have power when nobody else has power, being able to take a shower, in a hot shower or a cold shower, whatever kind of shower you're looking to take. You know, those little things like that are going to be psychologically, they're huge. They're absolutely huge. So, you know, we're in that obviously process now of building the shower room and getting that going, getting that at a point where we're going to be able to, you know, take showers, you know, and have a place that we're going to be able to do what we need to do to be able to wash up, you know, out of the weather. And, you know, not using, you know, a bowl and a you know, a washcloth to wash up and stuff like that. It's huge. It really, really is. So keeping things as normal as possible is big. Obviously, you're not going to have internet. Obviously, you're not going to have your cell phones. But you can keep things rather normal. I'd like your feedback on this video, guys. I'm going to jump off for now. Prep Nurse 1. Talk to you later.